Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be moderating the next session with Mr. Abdallah Obeikan, but before that, he will be giving us his presentation on the digital economy new rules. Let me introduce him. Mr. Obeikan is a digital transformation leader and the Chief Executive Officer of Obeikan Investment Group. Obeikan Group is a major player in manufacturing, education services, and it is located in Riyadh, here in the Kingdom, and operates in 16 countries across the Middle East, Africa, and Europe, with more than 3,000 employees and 20 mega manufacturing sites. So let us welcome him on stage. We'll listen to his presentation, and then we'll move to our Q&A session. Please feel free to send your questions on the website, and we have on the application. You use the QR code, and we'll be here to take your questions.
Assalamu alaikum. Masakum Allah bil khair. I will speak in English, and my presentation, it will be a continuous of the previous speaker, but I will start from academia perspective to be more practitioner, and from how or why to how, and from execution to scale. I will focus more how we, what's the driver to shape the new economy. And we need to monitor the mega trend in the economy. We see today big mega trend from CapEx to OpEx. A lot of people now moving to own assets to buy service and outcome. We see it in many industry, power generation, aviation, even in our industry, for packaging industry, we start to sell more outcome than sell assets. With this mega trend, there is a disruption for operating model of a new business case. If you are not connected with your assets, what you are leasing, if you are not understanding the operation more than your customer, you cannot sustain the position to be in service business, not in CapEx owning business. Also from dumb to smart. Today, any assets or service, everybody expects to have smart service. Start from cars, shoes, houses, packaging, any service today. And if you are in your business not well prepared to offer smart service to your customer, you really lose competitiveness. And everybody should prepare himself to, or his enterprise or his value position to offer smart service. Nobody will buy any more dumb service. It's not anymore a product, more an experience. Also today, there is a lot of mega trend for shared assets. There is a lot of assets available in the market unutilized. And if you have access for these assets, even if you don't own it, you will be very productive and you can create new economical value. And this is what happened for Uber. Uber, they just utilized unutilized assets. Same with crowdsourcing. Today, if there is a big mega trend for crowdsourcing, either funding or innovation or content creation or even skills. This mega trend, all the businessmen, if they understand it well, they can adjust their position and their competitiveness based on this mega trend. If you miss that, I think a lot of people, they will face a challenge. In the old days, people focus how many assets or plants or people or money you have. Today, we are moving more and more in capability, an operating model and a business model and data-driven. All this change and this dynamics, I think it's very important to understand and to follow and adapt. Productivity last 20 years. Many organizations, if they have 2-3% productivity in their own organization, they are satisfied and happy. But last 10 years, there is a kind of maturity or stagnant in the productivity. With a new wave of tools and ways and connectivity, I think we are talking about 1x, 2x, 3x of our productivity. And we start to see digital worker. We start to see a lot of automation. And I can tell you my own experience. I have in my group 135 people in finance department in the group. Today I have less than 30, and we are targeting this year to have 10 people only, because we have hundreds of digital workers working in closing the month, creating all the activity in finance. And I think this is, you get better service and more cost effective, and you are talking about 10x productivity. Same with elimination and consolidation. A lot of redundancy in many corporate. Half of our time collecting data, validating data, debating data, analysis of the data. This is waste, big waste of time. Making a decision, this is the real business. But spending 70–80% of a corporate collecting data and validating data and debating data and also assembling the data in PowerPoint, I think this is, it's a big waste of time, and also deviation, or the speed and the agility of the organization become very slow. And there's a lot of emerging technology like blockchain, and there is autonomous enterprise. I believe we are heading to autonomous enterprise. Today, if you see a plane or a car, they are almost autonomous. Planes since 20–30 years, autopilot and takeoff and landing. And same with the car, we are almost there. But why 50% of the employees working and the rest of the employees, they are supporting and monitoring? I believe we are now in a tipping point to move to autonomous enterprise. Means we will reduce all the support function, and also for all the preset decision, it will be automated. This is will impact in competitiveness and impact in customer experience, impact in employees engagement, and also create a new business model. And we see also moving from product to experience. In the old days, there is a tolerance of customer experience. Today, people expect 0 defect in scale. People expect to have 9 sigma, not anymore 6 sigma. And with this, you need to put your house in order. If your backbone not in place, means integrity of data, integration of data, policy, procedures, SOP, get organized. If you are not organized in very high level, you will not get 0 defect in scale as customer today, the new generation expect. Prediction. Today, to have real experience, the service provider should predict the behavior of customer and start to be ahead of the game. Prediction, it's a big driver. Personalization, it's not a spray and pray anymore. Today, you need to personalize your service. If you are in hotel industry, in car industry, education, health, all tourist, everything should be go more and more for personalization. Traceability. Today, also, everybody likes to have traceability. Drink a coffee, you like to know where does this coffee come from? Who harvests this coffee? Is there any ESG compliance in this or not? This traceability become a driver for the new economy. And same traceability of quality. Today, I like to know this product produced in which condition as a customer. And what's the tolerance? What's the boundaries? If you don't well connect, well organized, you cannot promise your customer of genuine traceability. Same for community. Today, not just one way to talk. Today, everybody talk with customer and create community. Community create rating. Rating create a challenge. Today I spoke with one of the hotel leaders. He told me this nightmare. Every guest rating the hotel on daily basis. And also the hotel rating the guest. Taxi today do similar. And you need to expect, if the rating doesn't hit your industry yet, be ready to prepare yourself to be rated in daily basis. But also you need to be ready to rate your customer. And this will affect everything around you. Same with trust. Trust is very important, but today become more important. If you ask me today, we use Uber as example. I hate to use Uber as example, but it's good because it's very obvious. The most valuable value Uber offer to the stakeholders, trust. You know the driver, you know the cars, you know history, everything's related to the drivers. You can send your kids with the car because you trust all the journey. Same we lived for last 20, 30 years in Michael Porter theories of 5 forces and core business and the core capability. Every company has their own core business definition. Today, I believe, and many people believe, not anymore relevant. Today, we see Amazon competing, selling in supply chain or delivering goods and streaming film and doing AI. Where is the core business? It's the data. Means for us as a business community, as a business people, we need to review the definition of a core business. Because if we don't do that, we are just put ourselves in golden age. And we are missing big opportunity. Because the definition of assets, definition of capability, totally different today than 10 years ago. Why we are moving fast? We are moving fast because accessibility and affordability. To start business in the old days, you need to have $5 million. Today, less than $4,000. 1 terabyte to process in the old days, just 7, 8, 10 years, you need $10,000. Today, it's almost zero. To storage, 1 terabyte, you need almost zero. In the old days, you have 15. Accessibility and affordability accelerate the change in the old economy and drive us to a new level of dynamics and competition and rules. Same part of the why we are moving fast, we have been digitalized last 12 years, 13 years. Digitalize the location, digitalize the money, digitalize the identity and mobility. This have been built in 2007. This is where most of the icon of a new brand of digital economy have been born, especially for B2C. With this, digitalize the identity and money and location and mobility. And in a global level, it's a create also a very, very, fast-moving base in the economy. Decentralization. In the old days, centralization. It's make things more competitive. Today, decentralize. We see a lot of things. Generate energy. Not anymore decentralize the only solution. Everybody in his house, he can generate energy or generate content or participate in innovation or even participate in funding and lending. And this decentralization, it's a mega trend, accelerate everybody participate in the new economy. What's the new rules? I think you pay as you go. This is rule number 1. Not like the old rules. You buy things and you pay for it, you don't need it. Like you buy a Porsche or a Mercedes, they give you a lot of features, you don't really order. You don't need it, but it's come, and you never use it also. I can tell you, I have 4 or 5 Mercedes last 30 years. I have a massage in the seat, I never use it. but I pay $10,000 for it. And today, with Tesla concept, Tesla, it's a mobility platform and a 4 wheels. It's not a car. And they are paying, you pay as you go, you consume as you need, you scale as you wish. And this is the rules if you like to design a product or a value proposition or a service, you need to design this concept. You pay as you need, consume as you need, and you scale as you wish. Not offering, bundling things, customer, he never use it. Like today, the old ERP, SAP and Oracle and M4, you pay $1 million from day one. You spend 10 years, you even don't use 50%. This is old economy. This is not sustainable, not scalable, because a lot of waste of money and waste of resources. And scale fast. You see the graph. You see Google or ChatGPT, you talk about 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. Now in 1 month, 2 months, you get same size. This is the nature of the new rules. Software as a service. As the previous speaker talked about, do it one, scale it for everybody, and to fix it for also for everybody, and innovate for everybody. This is, we call it software as a SaaS. I think there is a great opportunity for everybody in business. If you have assets or a process or a knowledge, you have opportunity to create a new value for your company. You need to create digital assets for your company. If you don't do it now, you need to move fast to do it, because you are missing a big opportunity. Every asset you have, either knowledge, process, or machine or physical, you have potential to create digital assets. With this digital assets, you can monetize it, you can scale it, you can sell it, you can lease it, you can do a lot of things out of it. Either in health business or education or manufacturing or any business you have. Based on my experience, last 5 years, I spend a lot of time in digital and digital transformation. I think if you build community, if you own the gate, you own the game. Look for any community in the digital space, the owner of the gate, he's the king. Today, the chief Twitter, Elon Musk, he defined the game in the square of speech globally. Who is good man or bad man? Who's get in or is get out? He's the king. Same with every community. The owner of the community, he decides. If you like to develop or understand any business or valuable position, see who is on the gate, who is managing the community, who is really steering the direction. And if you like to do it for yourself as a company or as a person, try to be owner of the gate. Same co-create, co-compete. I think you see today Google and Apple, they are competing, they are selling to each other, and also they are reselling to each other. And this is the new economy, not like the old economy. Old economy, either you are customer, a king, or a supplier, a slave, or a partner as a brother. Today, no, you can sell and buy and compete same time with same people. We need to change, this mindset to the new game. Same bundling. Nobody bundle anymore. Try to sell in pieces like what we have today in Microsoft and other service provider. Trials. Today, part of the rules, you need to give free trials. LinkedIn, all the product we have today, most of it they give you trial free. How we approach to build a platform? You need to be part of all the ecosystem. We have today basically 3 companies, they are the electricity of the world. Almost the game it's over. Azure, Google, and AWS. Those guys, they are the infrastructure for innovation and cloud and technology globally. We need to build on top of it. We, as an Obeikan company, would create, last 5 years, 20 startups, 20 platforms. We start to solve our own problem. We create our digital lab. We, today, scaling some of our labs, our apps, our platform globally for B2B, especially in manufacturing. And I think to build in layers, this is the right way, not to invent the wheel, start from scratch. I think also the digital twin. Digital twin, the currency of the future. If you today create digital twin for your asset and process, you can monetize it and scale it globally. Hard lesson from our experience. They said, always lawmaker obstacle. I said, IT maker faster than lawmaker. Don't wait for the lawmaker to do the law. You create and innovate, and they will follow the lawmaker. And many cases, if you wait, there is no policy, no law, you will lose you will miss the train. The IT function today, from order taking to productive making. The old IT job and performance, I think this is not anymore valid. They should move from the end of the table to the head of the table, to give instruction, to lead the productivity. Many companies do a classic mistake to create chief digital officer. I believe personally every company and every employee in the company must play as a chief digital officer. We should not build or have a king without kingdom. We should have everybody adapt the digital in their day-to-day business. Integration of digital transformation, very important. Don't start bits and pieces. Start end to end, from storekeeper, from the guard to the CEO. They should act and integrate and harmonize in the transformation journey. Start smart, start small, fail fast, scale fast. We learned that from Silicon Valley. Don't start big project with $1 million and 2 years. Start small, $10,000, $50,000. Fail fast or scale fast. And this is the tricks we need to learn as a old industry to the Silicon Valley industry. Some of capability should be part of the day-to-day. How you write or build API, how you write PRD or SRS or UX, UI. This is like sending emails and dealing with Excel sheet. Also focus for zero code and no code. This is really the disruption for all the industry in software. What's the end game? There's debate about losing job and having job. The conclusion, based on my understanding and the history, we will lose a lot of job, but we'll create more job in technology. This is the good news. AI, it will be the electricity of the future. And this is big fight today globally, who will lead in AI. Autonomous economy, it's coming. We will start to predict our customer need. We'll start to deliver even before orders. We'll start to see our customer. We'll start to see a lot of preset decisions have been highly automated. As we said, today, prediction for everything, owning the community, and also subject matter expert, it's big matter. And this is very important. There is a big shift between the coder, the genius or smart guys in technology, but the subject matter expert, the finance people, the manufacturing guy, the doctors or medical or engineer, they have big role to play in digital transformation. Without them, there is no transformation. Thank you very much, and I hope I give you something.
Thank you very much. much for this presentation. We have a long list of questions, but for the audience questions, I think we need a PIN code here, if someone can help. Meanwhile, I'll start with our initial questions. I mean, you did ask a few very, very interesting questions. How to win would be the biggest one initially. But before that, let me ask you, where are we today in the region when it comes to this new economy? Where exactly do we stand? Because many of the companies we were talking about or comparing to are international companies. Looking at the region, where are we and how are we going to scale?
We can divide to B2C and B2B and B2G. I think B2C, there's a kind of maturity globally, and we are playing in this more as a consumer than players. But there's a lot of activities, especially in the Gulf, Saudi Arabia, to be part of this game for B2C. And I hope we can catch, because we are a little bit late. Mm-hmm. For B2B, I think globally we are too early. Blue ocean, even in the mature and advanced industrial country, they're still in very, very early stage. And we have a great opportunity in our region, in our country, to play and to lead also, not to play. In our case, we are today have two platforms. We are deployed in Europe, and we are scaled in Europe, not in the Middle East, because we see the readiness in Middle East, in Europe, it's higher than Middle East. But to be a player, to engage in part of this game, I think too early and great opportunity for the country.
You spoke about the transformation and being able to make that transformation. Everyone should be able to do it. From your look at the region, rating the region now, what industries have been able to do it and do it faster, and what industries still need a lot of time to be able to make the transformation?
I think in our region, sometimes have mature organization and legacy and a lot of luggage. They have a challenge to move fast. In our region, we have much better chance because we don't have much debate in making law. We don't have also a lot of luggage in process and systems and legacy. We can, I think, move faster because we start from lower level of readiness, and we can jump in big way.
You also mentioned the importance of building communities. So how is that related to creating a unique user experience also in the region and creating communities that are specific?
Okay. Very special, unusual government ahead of the private sector. Today, the largest community in the region, Abshir community. Mm-hmm. And this is a great success for Saudi government. And this is, and I believe today, I'm talking with my peer and colleagues in business, we are 5 to 10 years behind the government. And I think this is embarrassing. Normally, private sector ahead of government. In our case, government ahead of private sector.
Let's ask the audience. Do you think that you are behind the government? Can I see a show of hands? If you think that the private sector is behind the government. Yeah, apparently they agree with you. So I'll move to some of the questions from our audience. One question says the future is going for no more free content. So what will happen to current business models when all data are not anymore open for use?
To imagine all monetization of the service and product, it's impossible. We have very high dynamics business model and monetization methodology on daily basis. To get it free, I don't know. But how the creator of the content to get his money, I think this is, we can debate. I can tell you very simple, Google today. If you say accept with Google, you give him your private data, he give you search free. He monetize your private data to advertising. Very simple cycle. And this is, we will be emerging a lot of business model and ideas to monetize. But who is able to imagine this business model? He will be the new Elon Musk and Bill Gates.
So I have an interesting question that I can also link to one of my own. The question is, can you build digital assets from real estate? And my question was, how do you change your business model to compete with the new disruptive models?
Of course, you can build a digital asset from real estate. If you own a mall, you can sell the movement of the people for the advertising agency. Where is the flow? Where is the season? And where is the age? And a lot of data in the mall or in a hospital, or you can sell it to advertising or other stakeholders. Just to understand what time people come, what's their age, what's their behavior of movement. All this data, you can monetize it in different format.
You speak also, when you talk about this, you talk about optimizing your physical assets as well. Like, for example, like the real estate, like you were speaking about the mall, what else could be optimized as a physical asset?
Today, in our case, we have a production line. We create digital twin. We optimize it. We increase the overall equipment efficiency, and we put it in Azure. We offer it globally to people own these assets, the production line, like printing machine or a packaging machine, and say, hey, if you have similar machine, you can subscribe. I have already digital twin for your machine, have been trained in AI, and you can plug in this digital twin in Azure environment, and you can get $100 per month for these assets. Better he start from scratch to create his own digital twin and train the digital twin, because digital twin will be smarter than physical twin. With this, we'll create prediction of unplanned maintenance, the quality, the productivity, and all this. With this is the knowledge you create digital twin out of assets. And you can scale it globally and sell it in the cloud.
Do you think that...
And we do that now. It's not a magic.
Do you think that local companies or regional companies can scale globally?
Yes, I think we need to be a player in this game, because we are in 101 level. It's a blue ocean. It's not really... We need to distinguish between technology and digital. Technology, it's very crowded, mature, the game almost incremental, and we are too late. But digital, no. Digital, we are in very early stage, globally. And it's not yet, it's a blue ocean, not yet be crowded or we are late, no. There's a great opportunity.
So one last question because we have to end. What does this mean for investments and asset allocation? Where should we put our investment? Where should we locate our assets when it comes to this new economy?
I think understanding the dynamics of digital economy, it will help us to understand the risk and the opportunity for the assets we are investing. Means, if today, as we asking for ESG or compliance or audit, we need to ask the portfolio managers and also what's the digital strategy? What's the disruption of this industry? Are we sustainable in our business model? Are we competing in medium long term with this dynamics of digital? As much we go deep, we will understand what's coming and what's the risk we are taking, what's the opportunity we are expecting.
Mr. Abdallah Obeikan, thank you very much for sharing your story with us and for your insights. There's so many more questions, but there's no more time, so thank you.